piece that we're living in. Another thing is we have to understand archetypes. We have to understand that just because we're women and we're female, we are not the same. We are not the same archetype.
Interesting.
We all have archetypes. So I spoke about an archetype today when I talked about, because a lot of these archetypes live in nature. So I spoke about the queen bee today. And the queen bee is another archetype. That's a whole nother archetype. You know what I mean? And what's interesting about the queen bee, because you can study the pattern and you know how to deal with these different archetypes. But what's interesting about the queen bee is that, the hive is in service to the queen bee. She has workers, she has other female workers who actually serve her, right? So in today's situation, we have men that are trying to turn queen bees into worker bees. And the penalty for that is death. So you can't be out here.
Well, damn.
You can't be out here wrapping up a queen bee archetype and turning her into your worker, or pairing her up with other women who are not serving her, because things are going to get really, really, really bad, right? So you have all types. You got tiger archetypes. You got so many different types of women. So we have to stop painting this brush on femininity and saying, well, it's supposed to look like this. Y'all supposed to look nice. Y'all supposed to look docile. My mothers, the Yami, they're not docile. You know what I mean? They are not at all. And you would pale thinking some of the stories you hear. You'd be like, that's what you mess up. But at the same time, we have a desire, we have an inner desire for peace and balance. I think we have that desire. That's what we want. A lot of us, I know I'm speaking for myself, I'm one of those that move back into different archetypes. I'm actually about to move into my queen bee archetype. So I'm moving from one position to the next, and that happens with women too. So you're in this identity crisis. You know what I mean? Like, you're in business, you own your own business, you're being elevated, you're being tapped to do this, to be in power, right? So that means that in your whole circle and circumference, you need a support system that is going to support your power, because you're using your power for the good of the community, like literally. You know what I mean? So you need that support. So you can't be you can't be a mouse at home and be a tiger out there. You know what I mean? You're struggling there. So, but I think on our side as women, we want to choose the better archetype. We want to fit in. We want to have those relationships. So we want to try to be something else that we're not at the time.